Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Raising Bulls, brought to you by the Beautiful Game Network, Roughneck Scarves, and Icarus FC. Listen, we are in a weird place. We are the only podcast dedicated to the New York Red Bulls 2 of the USL Championship, but we don't have much to talk about right now. The season is currently suspended due to the COVID-19 quarantine, and I think everybody is starting to come to terms with, we're going to be going through some weird times for quite a while. And hopefully during that time, we'll be able to bring you some pods to help you get through it. I'm certainly stressed right now. I think having the kids at home and doing school with them while also working full time has been a little difficult. I'm very fortunate in that I have my in-laws are helping out quite a bit with the kids, so that's been tremendously helpful. But that doesn't mean that I'm not super anxious about things right now. I have some severe anxiety attacks from time to time, and this certainly has been difficult, which it has been for everybody. And I wanted to take some time when this whole quarantine first started to sort of reset and get used to the new normal. I feel I'm at a good place right now. I hope you guys are too. I know it's a little bit scary out there. Hopefully you don't directly know people who are fighting this or passing away, but it's the reality now. It's very strange times. Anyway, we're going to do our part to be a little bit of a beacon in the dark where we can, and we're going to do that by talking to players. So we're going to have some mini-sodes over the next couple of weeks where we just sit down with some guys, especially the new guys of the team, and just talk about how they're adjusting and what it's like during this unprecedented time for the New York Red Bulls too. Tonight, or today, whenever you're listening to this, we've got Barry Sharifi, first-year midfielder. He's from the academy. Pretty interesting what he has to say about his trajectory and his path to get to the New York Red Bulls too. A lot of it is around. Well, you'll see. I don't want to steal any of his thunder. But we'll be coming to you every week with a different player and hopefully giving you just a little bit of a sunshine on these otherwise bleak days. Anyway, hope you're doing well. And without further ado, Barry Sharifi. And we're back. We got the mini-pods going. We don't have any games or anything to preview, but we're going to talk to some players. And first up in that list is Mr. Barry Sharifi. How you doing, Barry?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. This is a little bit crazy and unusual, but I think circumstances otherwise are okay right now. How about you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Obviously practicing social distancing and just trying to stay healthy and fit as much as possible.
That's got to be a really bizarre thing, right? As a player, you just started going for the year. Now everything's on pause, and you're training. I'm assuming just on your own. What kind of feedback are you getting from the team? How are you guys staying in touch?
So we're trying to stay fit as much as possible and keep us ticking, just in case we do have a start of the season again. But we're communicating through WhatsApp and sending each other workouts and just sending our results of the workouts and trying to stay fit in that way and just communicating. And of course, like in that short period of time, those guys are family, so it's kind of hard being away from the guys and the staff, but it's what we have to do right now. So just trying our best.
And I mean, you've been part of the family for a long time, right? You were in the academy?
Yeah, I was in the academy my senior year of high school, and of course, you go through a lot of things together as a team, so you become really close with these people really fast. So
Yeah, of course. How did you end up in the academy? What was your trajectory there?
so I was playing in the USSF for Alberton, basically my whole career, and one of my good friends and teammates at Loyola University in Maryland, Brian Saramago, and another player, Kyle Perno, who plays at Penn State. They told me they were already there at their U16 year, and they told me to come. So I came to a tryout, and I made the team, and like this is where I've been ever since.
Does it feel weird saying career, being that it's still so brand new? How long did you know that you were going to pursue the pro career for?
I mean, when I was around like 10 or 11 years old, I said that to myself, but I feel like every kid says that to himself. But I really worked hard and tried to make that dream a reality, and I finally have. And now I just have to work to improve and I have set other goals for myself. So I'm working hard to reach those goals as well.
Is there anything specific that you would tell your 10 or 11-year-old self to prepare them for that journey?
There's going to be really hard moments, but you always have to believe in yourself.
I think that's pretty darn good advice. So going off that hard moments thing, you're in quarantine right now. We're all in quarantine.
Yeah.
What were your expectations for the season before everything kind of turned belly up?
I mean, as a rookie and as a draftee, like you're leaving college and you get drafted and you go into a professional environment and all you want to do as a rookie is play, So I was just hoping to get on the field with a new group of guys and excited, but of course, this is the decision that the league made, and it was the right decision, I think, personally, to halt all playing and all practicing, because right now it's all about the safety and the health of everyone.
Yeah. And Red Bulls drafted you. Obviously, like I said, you had come from the academy. Did you have any inkling that you were definitely going to be selected on draft day, or was it just as suspenseful for you?
No, it was just as suspenseful for me. So what happened was, the first day was the first and second round, and I wasn't selected. And then I had recently changed the number of my phone. So I don't think too many people were able to contact me. But I was watching the third and fourth round with my roommates. And I went to get a water, and I came back. And I was just sitting there, and then I just saw my name pop up, and I was like, "Oh, I got drafted!" And then so all my roommates were there celebrating with me. It was pretty exciting.
And that was down in Maryland.
Yes.
Now you mentioned Brian Saramago and your teammates with him at Loyola. Was that a part of your decision to go there?
Yes, it was a huge part of my decision to go there. So when I was at Red Bulls my senior year. I was kind of overlooked by every school in the country. Nobody really wanted me. And it was getting late, like really late into February, my senior year, and I haven't made a decision on where I wanted to go to school. So Brian tried to convince the coaching staff of Loyola to bring me in, and it was one of the greatest decisions of my life.
It sounds like he's had a pretty large impact on your life. He got you over to the Red Bull Academy.
Yeah.
He got you in at Loyola. How long have you known Brian for?
Not too long. Not too long. I knew him through our mutual friend Kyle, and then once I got to Red Bulls, we had an instant connection, and since there, our friendship has grown, and I owe him a lot. I appreciate him a lot. So.
Well, I think should you do well with Red Bull too, someone's gonna have to pay some sort of like scouting license or something to to Brian for getting you around.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully.
So, are you a fan of the game? I feel like sometimes, you have some players who don't necessarily watch a lot when they're not playing because of the amount of focus that goes towards preparing yourself and sort of getting in the right mindset. But obviously, it's pretty natural for most soccer players to watch some amount of the game. So, what teams do you pay the most attention to, and are there particular midfielders that you try to model your game off of?
Yeah, I watch a ton of soccer. I mean, there are so many different types of players. I watch. My two teams are Arsenal and Barcelona because of Messi, obviously. Just to watch him every day is amazing. He makes it look so easy. Of course, everyone wants to be Messi, but a midfielder that I would like to play like, I would say like Modric or Toni Kroos.
Those are two.
They can attack. They could do both sides of the ball, and they work really hard, score goals, defend, and they win. They like to win. I love to win, so
I think that's a critical part for any player is having that win at all costs sort of mentality. I think famously Thierry Henry is one of those guys when he was at Red Bull, even in practice, no matter how small the stakes, he was very strongly. What's the word? He had very strong feelings about not winning those matches, and maybe made some players pay at times.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great mentality to have, and they teach you that even more at Red Bulls. Every small game, every small competition, it could just be in a warm-up where we're racing, and people want to win those little races every single moment. So it's a great place to be. I'm really happy I'm here.
How different do you feel the staff or just the experience at Red Bull is from the other places where you've played?
I mean, at Loyola, we had a type of pressing, but no one really knows what pressing is until you come into the Red Bull system. Everyone says they do pressing until they go into Red Bull system. So I think that was the biggest difference for me. Because I was like, oh yeah, I press, I can press. I do that at school, I've done it for so long. And even in academy, I did it in the academy, but once you get to the next level, it's just a lot different and more demanding physically and mentally. You have to stay focused 100% of the time, so you can't really turn off.
What's the harder part of it?
That's the biggest difference.
What's the harder part of it for you? Would you say that closing down or reacting in time to close down, or is it when you mentioned staying focused? I assume that has to do with sort of tactical awareness and the idea of where your other players are and being able to space properly.
Yeah, it's just kind of the normal reactions of the game. It's when you make a mistake, you're like, I lost the ball or I gave a bad pass. But here they want you to react right away and go win it back immediately. And that, for me, at the moment, I was adjusting and trying to figure that out as best as I possibly could, because I like to be as perfect as I possibly can on the ball, because I feel like that's one of my greater qualities. So when I do make that mistake, going right after the ball and getting it again.
I think that's pretty fair and good information for a lot of our listeners who have wondered about the Red Bull's pressing style and what makes it so effective. And that I can absolutely see that through historical context of the players who've done very well here are the ones who, when they give the ball up, they're very quick to get it back and look to transition.
Yeah.
With the weird season the way it is, would you prefer that this year ends up as a wash, or do you want them to come back, sometime, by the summer and squeeze in the games? Because I know that losing the year would be difficult, but equally difficult, I would think, would be playing, every 3 days for however many months just to fit all the games scheduled in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure where to stand on it. I think the league is doing a great job of deciding those things, and I think it's really important that we just keep everyone, the players, the fans, all the staff, everywhere safe. So I'm not too sure.
All right.
I think what the league is doing is fine.
All right, I think that's fair. Barry, this has been terrific. Before you go, I have to subject you to the lightning round if you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Popcorn, yes or no?
Yes.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Super Mario or Sonic the Hedgehog?
Super Mario.
Favorite team to play as in FIFA?
Barcelona.
And who has the worst haircut on the New York Red Bulls too?
Sharif. Sharif has just cut his hair, all of it off. He's bald. So I'm going to go with Sharif. He's not going to like me sound, but I'm going to go with Sharif.
This is my favorite part of the year, is always getting these answers. Well, Barry, I'm very excited now when I get to talk to Sharif, who he says. And it's been a pleasure talking to you. I know it's hard right now not playing, but we hope to be seeing you in action sooner rather than later.
Sounds great. Thank you for having me.
Well, that's it for us today. I want to thank our sponsors, Roughneck Scarves and Icarus FC. I'm not going to do any of the normal self-promotion or promotion for any of our stuff. I feel like you guys are pretty well aware. I will say follow us at bgn.fm. They've got lots of good stuff over there. I want to thank Roughneck Scarves, the official scarf supplier of MLS, USL, and US Soccer. Get custom scarves for your group or team at roughneckscarves.com. And of course, Icarus FC. Tired of the same old uniforms and cookie cutter templates from Nike and Adidas? Looking for a unique, completely custom kit for your youth club, Sunday League squad, adult, or even pro team? Icarus FC can help you create the kit of your dreams at an affordable price. Let them help you design your new custom kit today at icarusfc.com. For myself, for Barry Sharifi, thank you very much and have a great night.